What up, guys? That Comic Awesome here, doing another review, doing the Invincible Iron Man number 598, and I can only imagine you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put in the effort in reviewing this book that I feel Brian Michael Bendis put into writing this book. It's probably gonna be a short review. There's not a lot going on. It's a really dull and dumb book. There's so much in here that could be good. This arc for Iron Man should be something critical. Should be something kind of like building to something major, but you know what it's building towards. I mean, that you've seen the ads in every book of Tony Stark is back. You know. But then there's just so much that you sit here and you're like, you've proven that everything you've done for the last 2 years is stupid. And now you're just either A, going to burn it all, and Tony will be back and that'll just reset the status quo, and then there's zero consequences to anything else that's happened in this universe because, again, Iron Man has played such a critical role in several of the last story arc, like several of the last kind of major shifts in this universe, and you're going to throw that all away when Tony just comes back magically, and they're never going to address why he's been missing. You know, I have a feeling, again, outside of like, I've done bad things to my body that science, you know, and my friends wouldn't understand. It's like, I'm pretty sure no one cares. You wear a suit of armor. You've injected your suit into your bloodstream. You've been evil and pretty much doled out extremists through an app. No one cares that you've scienced your body, you know, to the weird point. Whatever. So the story thus far is... as many people know, Doom is being Iron Man, a really crappy Iron Man at that, especially in the newest Legacy arc. When he was Infamous Iron Man, it actually wasn't too bad, but this is pretty crappy. And then you have Riri Williams just being a completely narcissistic sociopath Iron Man, Iron Heart, and they are all looking for Tony. So we jump right in, and Bendis has been doing this thing, and I wish you guys could see. I'm like, I got my fingers like pressed to like the bridge of my nose. I'm just like, as soon as I opened this up. So they've been doing this like talking catch up, which I like and I don't. I don't like because you have so many like sentences that just run together. And it's, you know, a one-way conversation. And you're just like, what the hell? Excuse me, what the hell's going on? Next, it's being spoken by Captain America. Captain America is now in the year 2025. He's not here right now. Like, I don't understand how he's even looking for Tony. He should be, at this point, even traveling the U.S. fighting Nazis or something, because that's a thing. So he tells him like, you're an Avenger, like if you hear me, like if you see Dr. Doom, like you call right away, because apparently even though Doom has locked up so many criminals, and no one can comprehend the fact that he wants to be a good guy, because apparently, you know, no one can turn over a new leaf. So this issue picks up where the last 2 issues ago left off, with Blade coming to Riri to convince her to go back to MIT. And apparently he works for some people, and this whole conversation is the stupidest conversation ever. So she's like, you're trespassing. You invited me in. I don't know you. They call me Blade. You see, if I knew you, I'd already know that. You invited me in the second you put that armor in your dorm room. Last chance. Back out of here and keep going. Shield. as in the noun or the verb. You know, the massive supreme headquarters of Intelligence Community League of Super Spies. I don't think that's what that stands for, but, well, did you miss it? Not sure I've given it any thought, but I have been unusually busy lately. Again, it just, like, what is this dialogue? One, I find this amusing because Riri, even in later part of this book, when talking about Blade, has zero idea who Blade is, which makes me laugh because we live in a society now where apparently black children can only idolize black heroes, and that's the importance of like heroes like Black Panther, in that movie, because apparently black kids can only look up to black heroes. But here you have Riri Williams, who's like the prodigal daughter of Marvel Comics, who is a young, intelligent, super genius black woman, and she's never heard of Blade. Like, everyone's heard of Blade. Everybody. And she's like, who the hell's Blade? But she idolizes Tony Stark, who is a white male superhero. That's who she wants to be. There you go. She doesn't need to idolize a black hero. She can idolize whoever she wants. Again, I'm spinning off, but again, it was just like that was a little refreshing. I was like, so the young black girl doesn't know who the black superhero is. That's amusing, especially again in a society that you can apparently only like superheroes of the same race as you, which is ridiculous. Meanwhile, we cut back to Doom, who is just so awful. Just so awful. He is apparently just the biggest chump. He's getting beat up by a bunch of C-level villains who literally, they're beating him up because they want gold. We're going to get your riches, Doom. It's like, so they're like trying to pry him out of the suit, and he can't teleport, and he's just literally all he can, he's not even doing anything. And the dialogue is just so poorly written. Meanwhile, Riri hacks the system to get Friday to tell her where Tony is, so they find him, and they go on a little adventure. We cut back to Doom, and they break open his suit, and he manages to teleport out of the suit. But then this is the logic here. Either he and Tony Stark are up to something, or he has Stark, or he's covering for some reason, but there ain't no more Stark. But all I know is, right here, right now, the best play to get Doom's gold is to find Tony Stark. How do you get to that logic? So I want to skip some stuff because I want to get to... So they find this... They find a shopping center that's one of Tony's labs, and they get ambushed by some tech. And I love this. Again, classic Riri dialogue. Hey, my first setup. How cool and frustrating all at the same time. This is not how a normal person talks. There was something else. It turns out that Tony pretty much sent them on a mission. He's like, you gotta leave me alone. But this was the other thing that I find completely amusing. So this is the ad that's been in pretty much every Marvel book for like the last month and a half. $5.99, which is next issue. Tony is back. Notice here, Tony is back. Period. April 2018. Enough said! Exclamation point. And Tony's doing this like, dude, like salute thing. I don't know. And that it looks like his head is fat. But then we get to the very end of the book, and then you get Return of Tony Stark ? No, I know it's not a question mark. You told me right here months ago this is when he's coming back. Don't tease me because you're stupid. You're stupid for this. And then you get this like the Wolverine inside, and so somehow Wolverine just pops into MIT, I guess, with the Space Stone. He just teleports in. and no one's in this lab, and he looks at these readings and he's like, "See you soon, Tony." Dumb. This is like one of the laziest books like ever written. Like, it's just, you can tell Bendis had like just checked out. But yeah, I'm gonna really regret saying this, but maybe Dan Slott will make this interesting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said I threw up in my mouth a little bit as I said it, but it's true. But yeah, that's what I think of that. Subscribe over here, watch some more videos, hit me up in the comments, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.